me and Lindsay moving to Los Angeles and being super poor. And, but it was okay. I worked, he did not. He did music, I worked. I came home at, I did lunches, and so I'd be home at 4. Clean up the house. Lottie would be there. Many times you were there. And we were working on Buckingham next. And so then I would come home, make dinner, and then we would go back to work at 9 o'clock at night, and then I would work until 3. And then everybody would go, and then I would get a couple hours of sleep, and then I would go back to do lunches, which got me out of the throng of all these men. Out into the real world. It was kind of like being in London. I didn't even have a best friend. I didn't even have a girlfriend. It was just guys everywhere. So, I mean, a dream in a way. It was a dream. All talented, all nice, all sweet, all handsome, but all the time. So anyway, I remember that, and now when I remember it, as I'm telling it to you, I have so many great memories about it because we had so much fun a lot of the time. Sometimes not, but a lot of the time we did. So anyway, that moved right into, we released Buckingham next, and it didn't really do very well, and Polydor dropped us, and we were upset and bummed because we thought we'd made the best album ever, but we were hopeful, so we went in to make a spec album, which is a speculation album, which means you get free studio time. So we raced through that, and at that point, our producer, Keith Olsen, came to Lindsay and I and said, well, I got a call from a guy who was actually here the day before yesterday, and he was listening to we were playing some of the Buckingham Mix tracks, and he was listening to it. And he asked me who the guitar player was, and I said, well, his name's Lindsey Buckingham, and he's in a group with this girl called Buckingham Mix. And they're like, Mix like, oh, well, we're looking for a guitar player. And he says, well, here's a number, give them a call. So he called us really fast and told us. And then he's like, who is Fleetwood Mac? Because they were already kind of famous in Europe. So then he's like, who's Fleetwood Mac? And I'm like, I don't know, we're going to find out. Because I'm going straight down to Tower Records and I'm going to spend every penny we have and buy every single Fleetwood Mac record there is, and we're going to listen to him tonight. And we did. And at the end of the listening session, he did still say, I don't want to be a blues guitar player. And I'm like, you're gonna love being a blues guitar player because we don't have any money and I don't love being a cleaning lady. Got it? So Mick Fleetwood called the next day. It was the last day of 1974, New Year's Eve. And I pick up the phone, I run to the phone, I answer it, so that Lindsay won't answer it. I answer it, hello. And this man says, hello, darling. And I'm like, oh, it's already better. I said, yes, this is Stevie. And he said, oh, well, hello, darling. Listen, we were wondering if you and Lindsay could come and have dinner with us tomorrow at a lovely Mexican food restaurant in Los Angeles. And I said, well, we're in Los Angeles. And he said, oh, all right. And so 7:30, and we said, we'll be there. On time, we'll be there. And I put the phone down and I go back to Lindsay and I said, well, we're gonna get a free meal. And who knows, Lindsay, I feel it in my bones that our life could change right now. So get your best clothes out of the closet, we are going. So we went to the Mexican food restaurant. And we're standing in front of the Mexican food restaurant. This is one of my best memories. And 2 Cadillacs come driving up, and they're white, and they're long, and they have red blinking lights at the back. And Lindsay and I are leaning against the wall, like, trying to look cool. And Christine gets out, and she's dressed beautifully. Very English, little velvet jacket, kind of like what I'm wearing right now. Little jacket, skirt, cool kind of cowboy-esque boots. Her hair is all shaggy and blonde, and she gets out and I go like, she's nice. And then John gets out in his cutoffs, and as he said, he came to this earth with one special thing, great legs. He did, half-gray legs. And his tennies and his socks, looking very debonair and handsome. But then the coup de grace, Mick, gets out of the car. He gets out of the car, and he is 6'5" in his stocking feet. And he is gorgeous. And he is dressed in a three-piece English suit with a 24 karat gold like fob watch. His hair is down to here, and he's like, and I look at him, and I look at them, and the Cadillacs, and I look over at Lindsay, and I go, this is good. This is good. So they had told Chris before this dinner if she didn't like me, it was off, because they didn't need another girl. So Keith Olsen had said to them, well, there's a girl, and I don't think he'll do it without her. So Mick's like all confident, well, she will, he will, whatever. And so anyway, but he wouldn't have. So they realized that right away. So Christine and I took one look at each other, and it was just like sisterhood. We never stopped talking for 3 hours. In fact, we ignored the other three completely. We just had our pina coladas or whatever they were, and we had the best time. And when we walked out of that restaurant, it was like we were cemented in gold. Period. And we didn't care really what those three did, but we were doing this. And we went into rehearsal a couple days later. Bring your songs. That's what they said. Bring your songs. And we did. And it went very easy. And in 3 months, Fleetwood Mac was done. It's fantastic. Never really a harsh word. Ever. So then we did a 3-month tour, 4 months tour, 4 months maybe. By the end of that tour, Lindsay and I had $500,000. Yeah. This is good. So that led up to being famous very fast. And therefore, there was a point about a year after that where I would look back on those times and I would feel a little bit sad because I kind of missed those days. I call them the halcyon days, not the sleeping pill halcyon days. The halcyon romantic days of wine and roses days. And I would look back like over my shoulder and remember how precious those days really were. And so I wrote this song about nomads, nomadic people, people that traveled all the time, and gypsies, basically. And when I would feel really, really sad, I would go in and take my brand new, really expensive bed off the mattress, put it in the garage, put the mattress on the floor, put my old coverlet on it, and some flowers, and light some candles, and go like, I am still Stevie. And to this day, I still do that. So there is a gypsy somewhere still in my heart. I appreciate it.